12 black presidential candidates who paved the way for black leaders in U.S. politics. Before Barack Obama, several other black politicians, abolitionists, and activists tried to run for president of the U.S. Most of these public figures face great challenges and obstacles while challenging the status quo of who is meant to lead the nation. Here are 12 prominent black leaders who helped pave the way for black Americans in politics. Civil rights activist Jesse Jackson Sr. delivers a speech on television. Jesse Jackson first got involved with the civil rights movement and began working alongside Martin Luther King Jr. He led Operation Breadbasket, an initiative which organized boycotts of companies that did not follow fair hiring practices for black candidates. In 1972, Jackson launched what would become the Rainbow Push Coalition, a civil rights organization that focused on social and political justice issues. With a resume of political activism under his belt, Jackson sought a presidential nomination at the Democratic National Convention in both 1984 and 1988. Portrait of American abolitionist Frederick Douglass, the first black man to be received at the White House by President Abraham Lincoln. Frederick Douglass is well regarded for more than his 1888 Republican presidential nomination. One of the most influential abolitionists and civil rights and women's rights leaders of the 19th century. Douglass escaped slavery at the age of 20, wrote 3 autobiographies, worked as an editor for a popular black newspaper, and was even appointed president of a bank. He also served as a U.S. ambassador to the Dominican Republic and a minister resident to Haiti. In 1872, he was nominated for vice president by the Equal Rights Party. U.S. Representative Shirley Chisholm of Brooklyn announces her entry for Democratic nomination for presidency. A renowned activist, Shirley Chisholm received a master's degree in education from Columbia University and later ran a daycare center, prompting her involvement in politics, early childhood education issues, and child welfare. She served in the New York State Assembly from 1965 as a Democrat, until running for a House seat in U.S. Congress in 1968. Her win set her up as the first black woman elected to Congress, where she fought for just treatment for children, people of color, and women in the 12th District of New York. After serving 7 terms, she became the first black person to seek a presidential nomination from a major party in 1972. Lenora Fulani, advocating for the New Alliance Party platform on June 12, 1992, in New York City. Lenora Fulani ran for President of the United States under the New Alliance Party in 1988, gaining 0.2% of the vote. The pursuit appointed her as the first woman and African-American independent candidate to access the ballot in all 50 states. In 1992, she ran again, but received only 0.07% of the vote. Prior to her candidacy, Fulani was well regarded for her involvement in black nationalist politics during her time as a student at City University of New York, developing social youth programs. Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain is introduced prior to a debate at Constitution Hall on November 22, 2011 in Washington, D.C. When prior to announcing his candidacy for president in 2011, Herman Cain worked as vice president at Pillsbury Company and later CEO of Godfather's Pizza. In 1995, he served as an economic advisor to Bob Dole during his presidential campaign, giving him first-hand experience with the highest office before trying his own luck 16 years later. After a series of alleged sexual misconduct reports surfaced, Kane's short-lived candidacy came to an end. Charlene Mitchell was chosen to be the candidate for president by the Communist Party in 1968. In 1968, Charlene Mitchell became the first black woman to run for president under the Communist Party. She first joined the party when she was 16. In 1958, she joined the party's National Committee, making her the youngest member ever. Her activism continued throughout her entire career. From launching Los Angeles' all-black chapter, Che Lumumba Club, to leading the campaign to free Angela Davis. Her legacy involved tackling issues such as feminism, civil rights, police violence, economic inequality, and anti-colonialism. In 1976, Margaret Wright ran on the People's Party ticket. From working as a Black Panther Party education minister and a factory laborer, Wright focused her activism on labor rights, education reform, and racial justice. Isabel Masters ran for president in 1984, 1992, 1996, 2000, and 2004 under her own political party, Looking Back. Pursuing the head of the nation 5 times sets her apart as the woman with the most presidential campaigns in U.S. history. Monica Moore